What up, what up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm J and we are locked in. This is episode 7 of Ready to Love. Now, it seems like these weeks, it's getting long in between episodes. Now, we know the men had the power last week and they got rid of one of the women. We don't know how Camille skated through. A lot of people are saying it's for the ratings, but you know how I do on this show. We don't bring the outside noise into the show. Whatever they air is all we discuss. You guys can talk about that down in the comments, but we're going to talk about the show in episode 7. But first, shout out to the notification gang. If you're new to the channel, you want to be a part of it, hit the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Hit that like button. It's the easiest thing you can do. Now, we're back on to the women. We're going to see who they're deciding. But also, we're going to invite some friends on the show because that's what friends are for. So let's jump into it. This is episode 7 of Ready to Love. Of course, Tommy has the ladies and he's talking to them and telling them we're officially over the hump, but we're moving forward and what we need to do is bring in strong reinforcements. Now, you know, on this show, they like to bring in friends and family members that will also help vet the people that they're looking at as a potential partner. So this week we're bringing in some friends and you know how the girls are. They're looking at the guys that they want and they're saying, I don't know how it's going to work because sometimes my friends be grilling people. But also these friends, sometimes they give up the real information. We want to actually hear about the person that brought them on the show. And sometimes that's actually the vital information. First, we have Zadia. They're showing up to Topgolf. She has a male friend and a female friend. And we're going to see how they, you know what I'm saying? We get both sides. We get the male perspective of her and we get the woman perspective of her. So this is going to let us see, because, you know, this guy knows what kind of men she dates and she knows what kind of guys that her friend Zadia likes also. So this is going to be interesting to have both sex here. Next up is Sabrina. Now, Sabrina doesn't bring 1 or 2 people. She brings the whole crew. We have 4 women and 1 gentleman here. Now, me personally in this situation, I'd be all right with it. I used to meet boards. I'm able to have 3 conversations with different people. The only thing is we have 5 people here and the same question is going to be asked multiple times, just in a different form of question. So you're going to have to really stay on your game and remember what you said and understand what they're saying isn't too far off from what the last person asked you. Yeah, good luck to whatever brother comes into this, but this really isn't fair here. 5-on-1. That just ain't right. I would have said, I'll do the gentleman and the woman or just 2 of the ladies, please. I can't do all 5, not for a first introduction. Walter comes in and you hear the ladies on the couch. Ooh, he is actually cute. I give you that. Now, he has to walk around and individually shake each person's hand. Now, that's just a respectful thing to do. What isn't respectful is none of them even get up to try to shake this, not even to pretend get up. They all just, who are y'all? Y'all aren't royalty. When you greet somebody, you stand up. You at least stand up and shake their hand. That's one thing for me. That would have been a big turnoff with it. If this is how your friends are treating me, then I don't want to do anything further than that. That's just me, and I'm just looking at things with a respect level. But, you know, everyone doesn't think like that. As soon as Walter sits down, I told you they're going to be firing off questions. He even says a couple of her friends looked a little serious. I'm ready to ask questions. As soon as he sits down, so what made you relocate to this area? And he's like, I got a full scholarship, electrical engineering. They're like, oh, that's what it is? Oh, he's smart. Yes, there are a couple of us educated brothers out here, but that's why I relocated to DC. Our brother Naeem, he has a more relaxed environment here. He's at Topgolf, he's with Zadia, and they're like, what are the traits? He said, oh, she's attractive, she's easy to talk to. Now, the gentleman asks, okay, you're 40 years old. Why is it delayed that you haven't been married, engaged, or like started a family? Hey, brother, you just like me. Are you married? Do you have kids? Are you financially stable? Everybody doesn't work on the same time, and 40 is a perfectly fine age to finally figure out who you are and start your family. But he plays it cool and he says, I just haven't ran into the right person. I'm 36 years old. Yeah, I was married for 4 years. She left. Oh well. But if I didn't get married, I would perfectly be fine with what I got going on right now. I'm making the most money I ever made in my life. I'm successful. I don't have to worry about anything. But I don't have any kids. So don't think because you're 40 years old and as a man you're delayed. You are just fine. Walter is over here holding it down. So what makes you connect with Sabrina? Well, from the moment I seen her, I couldn't stop smiling. Now, one of the other friends said, are you like that with any other women? He said, nope. Don't even have to think about that. She's like, ooh, that's a good answer there. I hope you're not lying. You don't look like a liar. Hey, But in your head, you just playing it cool, you smile and laugh it off. But I'm like, hey, they taking a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know them to this level for them to be taking jabs like this. But it is what it is. You play the game to win. Well, it looks like our brother Naeem, he passed the test. They like, he a cool dude. And you see, even the friends like, yeah, we can see something with that. We can see something with that. Congrats, brother. Way to hold it down. Walter got the stamp of approval also. You're going to be putting these tests. You're going to probably sweat a little bit. It's going to be tough because they're questioning you, they're grilling you. It's a TV show. I'm just pointing out things, but you know the environment that you're in. So it's like you just adapt to it. Walter did a good job. Now, the next person up that Sabrina is introducing to her friends, we're going to see if he can handle it too. Now, Sean comes in next. This guy has a deck of cards in his pocket. He thinking he's about to go into a relaxed situation. When he gets in there, it's 5 friends from over 20 years. Now, they're already sold on Walter. So you can tell how their energy is. They're sitting there. What do you look for in her? And he's trying to explain that. Now, he's hyping her up, what he's supposed to do. But the friends, everyone's just listening like, he ain't Walter, girl. Even the male friend was just like, man, who is this guy? So it's not looking like it's going good for him. It's over with. I don't even have to do no more of this scene. He already. So Sean's in here talking, and he's trying to get everybody to be involved and interactive. He's saying in the olden days, she would be considered a Claire Huxtable. Now this lady asked, are you a provider? He said, well, in the position I am now, I'm able to take care of a bill or two. And it's just like, man, just say yes. Like, you want to make it through this process because now everyone's going to look at you negatively. It doesn't have to be 50-50, but these women, and Sabrina's been single, they're going to expect you to pick up every single bill. So you got to at least present yourself as you can do that, even if you can't, because your finances has nothing to do with these 5. It needs to be between you and Sabrina, whoever you're getting a relationship with. Don't let the friends talk to you guys about your finances. What y'all got going on is what y'all got going on. Sean, I can't help you out on this one, brother. Walter won this one. It might be over with with Sabrina. It's over with. Yeah, he's done. The friends were already, how can I put it? They were already reserved and really didn't want to hear what Sean had to say. Now they asked, does he have a connection with any other women? He says 2. They said, is it as strong as Sabrina's? Probably not. Yeah, brother, it's over with. You're supposed to say no. They're nowhere close to her. I'm actually only talking to Sabrina on a day-to-day basis. He just, man, it's over with. It's no coming back from this. The friends, they disagree with all of it. It's over with. It's over with for Sean. Now, we haven't heard anything from this gentleman. I think they said his name was Malik. Now, he's like, okay, you're saying you're up front, but the comment you made is in a couple of months or further down the road, you don't want to hurt her. Make it make sense. If you're up front, then how could you hurt her in a couple of months? You hear Sean in his little one-on-one. He's talking about, hey, man, players don't say make it make sense. I mean, we don't really. I wouldn't even have been here because I'm not about to question another man about what his intent is with a friend. They are 2 consenting adults, what they got going on. But I mean, I don't know what their relationship is, and he called him out on that. But Sean, and now everybody's on Sean's head. Sean's probably gonna have the largest segment this week because everything he's doing is backfiring. He's not saying anything right. He needs to just cancel this and get up and exit gracefully. And he's just sitting here listening to this. And that's why I told you, you never go into an environment where it's 5-on-1. That just isn't fair. I would have never entered into. I would have said, nah, I'll do just, the lady and the gentleman, and I'll have this as an adult. You know what I'm saying? We have an adult conversation. But when you got people over here, the peanut gallery, talking about, oh, no, it ain't no coming back from that. Sean, it's over. You and Sabrina, you're not going to make it happen. And the crazy thing is, even if you had a connection with Sabrina, if she's feeling you a little bit, she didn't intervene or, all right, that's enough, guys. She just let it go on. So that just shows you she's more interested in Walter. I will say he did play it smoothly. He apologizes. He said his choice of words may have been wrong. We know that he wants to have children. So he just wants to make sure that everything is all right. He's going ahead with her, moving forward with the possibility of not having children. What he's saying is, in the future, I may change my mind. So I'm just letting you know I don't want to hurt you because if I end up leaving for the fact that I want to have children. So he smoothed it out. He should have led with that and not let it go as far as it was, because now they already have it in their head that he's running game. When in reality, he told her up front he wanted to have kids. And that's why I said if she was actually somewhat interested in him, she would have intervened and said, oh no, he told me he wanted to have kids up front. But she didn't. That's because Walter won her heart over already. That's why you don't want to come in after somebody else. You want to do this on a different day, different group of friends. It is what it is. All right, we got Camille. Now, Camille, she has 4 friends. Now, it's 3 women, and then there's 1 gentleman. He appears to be gay. He may not. My bad if you aren't. Now, this conversation would probably be a little bit easier. Now, she's bringing Cornelius, and one of the friends say, you have a crush on somebody. Who is it this week? Now, we already know Camille's a little bit crazy. So we're going to see how this plays out, because she may just be every week she meets a guy. Oh, I met this guy this week. He's my boyfriend. I don't know. Maybe Cornelius can handle all of this. Cornelius shows up. He got the guns out. You know, we in that gym. He shows up, and as soon as he sits down, the gentleman asks, so are you in love with her? Are you trying to get in love with her? I'm like, damn, they asking the tough questions already. Now you're looking at Camille's face. She's like, chill. Don't do that. Don't do that. Make it seem like I'm crazy. But Cornelius, he answers it. I told you this environment is going to be a little bit better. They're not in a house where it's just quiet. There's no noise. We have background noise. We have drinks. So it's more of a conversation here. Cornelius, round of applause, brother. You handled this better than anybody we've seen so far. Now they ask him, where does he see himself in 5 years? He said, hopefully married. He doesn't play the field. He can't multitask women like that. But what he does is he takes all of the attention off of himself, and he asks, what makes you guys feel like Camille wasn't ready for a relationship? Why is she where she's at now? That's what I was saying in the beginning. You want to be able to hear from the friends about them, because they're going to be the ones that are going to give you the honest opinion and honest facts about the one that you're getting vetted by. So he took all the eyes off himself, and we get to see what's really going on with Camille. Yes, this gentleman is gay, and he's giving us all the answers we're looking for. He says Camille has commitment issues. She's like a runaway bride. You'll get to the altar and she gone. So see, Cornelius, you're hearing everything that we all been saying the last 6 episodes. Run away from Camille. But hey, that's what you need these friends for, because you get a little bit of drink, they gonna tell you the truth. Her friends are calling her out, and this is what Camille needed, a humbling moment. They're saying he's a little bit too nice. I don't think that this is gonna work with you. And she's like, yeah, I normally don't date the nice guys. They're like, yeah, because you walk over them. And I don't know which man let her walk over him. And you could easily avoid Camille. Just, I'm not talking to her. And she's trying to see things differently. In her head, she probably has a vision of, I'm gonna give it the nice guy. Things are gonna be good. But in reality, you're gonna give it the nice guy, and you're gonna end up running over him, because they said you get bored with men. Dang, Camille, it's a lot. It's a lot that you weren't telling us. It was just, oh, Cornelius is my boyfriend, but we knew you was crazy. Next up is Sydney, and she brings 2 of her friends. She has a woman and she has a man. Now she calls this man her gay husband. Hey man, no woman that I'm dating is about to call no other man a husband. I don't care if it's gay husband, play husband. It ain't no other husband. If we talking, we talking. But she brought her friend. She said that she's good at interviewing, and she just mentioned the gay guys, they don't hold back. We just seen Carlos on Cornelius. He was giving all the truth. So we gonna see how this goes. Now Frank comes out and they're questioning him, and they want to know, well, Dallas jumped straight into it. When was your last relationship and why did that end? Frank is like, you know what? That's a good question. We were in a relationship. We just started going our different ways and where we were at in life. And that's how it ultimately came to the end. Now, it turns out these 2 and all of them, they know each other just from the nightlife. They don't know each other on a personal level, but they've all seen each other. So Frank, he answered the question good. Dallas is over here trying to get these answers out though. Next up, we have Mumin and we have Dante. Now they get there. She only has 1 friend. So this is another easy one to handle. The 5-on-1 is... You got to be built for that. Now he's here and she's asking him about him, removing women and starting to single down his process. And he's saying, I'm really into you, and that's main reason why I'm here today. You know what I'm saying? We had that connection, and you can see her friends smiling because she really probably just genuinely cares about her friends and just wants the best for her. And as long as no one's being disrespectful or anything, she's not seeing any red flags, she's going to support her friend. Frank, you're a smooth brother. You may have been, you were looking over my shoulder when I was writing in my book, wasn't you? Because Frank, they ask him, what is his toxic trait? And what he does is he's caressing her leg. He's talking. Sometimes I'm overly there, I just get caught up and I lose myself sometime and just being affectionate. And they like, okay. And you hear her saying, ooh, I like that. I want to be smothered by you. Frank, you a smooth brother. Let me get my notebook back, brother. Out of nowhere, Walter shows up. And Dante's like, man, what in the world's going on? But she invited both of them because, she likes Walter. She wanted her friend to meet him. But she feels like this would be putting them both under pressure. And she wants to see how they can both interact and still be able to answer these questions. I'm looking at these two, just where we got the picture froze. They looking at each other like twin. They look just alike, man. I'm not looking for the day when I have to go bald because I'm going to be right there with them looking like, dang, all of us bald headed with a beard. Now she starts to explain how Dante was calm and open, but when Walter came, he was kind of reserved. And she said she's getting nervous. Well, in Walter's defense, it's kind of unfair. He's already here. He already has the advantage. He's already built a even if it is a small relationship with your friend. So when Walter comes in, he's behind. So he has to start fresh with all this. And it's like, but Dante, these gentlemen, they're doing the right thing. Other than Sean, everyone is doing exactly what they need to do tonight. Dante grabs her hand up on the table to let her know, even though Walter's here, I got you. Frank handled his out here. We got, hey, we getting kisses before we leave. You hear everybody talking about hands above the waist. Frank like, we going to that waistline and that. Hey, y'all close your eyes over there. But it looks like Frank did his thing out here. Now, the thing is, he was a little too smooth. See, it wasn't flowing naturally. That's why I say he didn't go to page 3 and 4. He was just on page 1 on how to answer these questions. Now, Dallas and the friend, they're saying it was a little too scripted, but she likes that. So that's really what he ultimately comes down to. You know what I'm saying? Next up is Phil. And you even hear the producer saying, is this how it feels to be famous? He's like, look, the ladies invited me out to a date. I'm not going to turn down a date. I'm going to show up. I'm going to support everybody, hear what they have to say. And that's what you're supposed to do. This is a dating show, especially when the women have the options. You got to go out there and make sure you build a connection. Because if you go on a date with 4 of them, and you can build, 3 of them, if you can build a connection with 2 of them, at least there's 2 people that are going to say, oh, keep Phil. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, it's a numbers game. Phil got these dates lined up, and I'm talking about we got to go through them. Now he's on a date with Tasia, and she has 2 of her friends, and Phil's out here. We seen him. He's going on a date with Aisha. I think she had 4 friends, 3 or 4 friends. So he has a lot of dates to go through. He also has a date with Shiloh. So we have Tasia, Shiloh, and Aisha. Now what he did here is he came with the white sweater on. He's matching with Shiloh's wearing that white. So this is a little advantage. People don't say anything or notice this, but the women friends, they'll see him like, oh, that's cute. You guys are matching. That's a point. As soon as he sits down, they start asking questions. Where you from? He's like, New York. No, what part of New York? And he's like, dang, they didn't let me get situated, get comfortable. See me, I'm like, excuse me real quick. Let me just, get a little bit comfortable. Because at the end of the day, I'm a human also. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have a conversation. We're going to have a conversation. But geez, let me get relaxed. I just sat down. Give me a second. Matter of fact, is there any water I can drink? To give yourself time to think and be prepared for these questions. Back on Aisha's date, they grilling him also. Aisha loves to cook and do all this other stuff. What you gonna be doing? He's like, shoot, if she cooking, I'ma eat. Good answer. Like, what else am I gonna do? I'm not just gonna let her cook and let the food go to waste. Then they ask, how would you feel about being a stepfather? All of the friends are asking this. Even Tasia's friends are asking, do you want kids? They're like, yeah, I love kids. Just like he told with Aisha and them. He doesn't shy away from kids, so he wouldn't mind being a stepfather. And you hear her saying, can we start with 3 kids, 3 or 4 kids? He like 3 or 4. Hey, let's get to 1 before we start worrying about the whole team. Now they're asking him, where does he rank Aisha? And he's like, I don't do that. I'm not going to tell you the order of anything. And you're not supposed to. That's supposed to be between you and that person. If you're really giving them the attention that they deserve, then they'll know it. He even says it with Shiloh. He feels like this may be the strongest connection he's really there for, but he's not going to rank them. That's none of y'all business, especially not none of the friends. That's between him and the lady he's talking to. And he did not answer the question wrong. He said one of the strongest connections, meaning, listen carefully, one of the strongest connections, meaning this one could be here, this one could be here. It's one of the strongest connections. So he's not wrong because he obviously went on a date with him. If he didn't have a strong connection with him, he probably wouldn't go on a date. So he didn't answer it wrong, but he didn't give them the answer that they were looking for. Unfortunately, that's bad for them. He gave the answer that was right for him. It's time to bring the ladies in. Tommy wants to know, how were these interviews with the men? Who did good? Who did bad? And we also got to get together and figure out who's going home this evening. Now it's on to Sabrina, and you know she had 2 dates, Walter and Sean. Now, Walter did an amazing job. When he came in, they were nice, they were greeting him, they talked to him. Now when Sean came in, it wasn't like that. I told you they were already reserved, arms crossed, negative body energy. But you won't ever hear anyone say, oh, that's colorism, because they didn't give the darker man a chance when he came in the door. He already lost from the moment he stepped foot in that door. But no one's going to ever mention that. And he also mentioned to her, Sabrina, that was like a firing squad. And I told you, if she had any kind of interest in him, she would have got her friends off of him. She wouldn't have let him suffer through all that. But Walter won from the beginning, and it was a setup for failure for Sean when he came in that door. It wasn't nothing he was going to be able to do or say to make them like him more than what Walter did. That's just facts. But for men, we got to deal with that. Go to the next woman, Sean. Just keep it pushing, brother. Now they talking about Phil, and that's the only thing about this. It gets around. Phil went on a date with 3 of them. Shiloh, Tasia, Aisha, and Tasia, she's like, I did not know he went on dates with other women. But, congrats to Phil. Tommy calls her out, and I'm appreciative of him. Yeah, you didn't know that Phil was doing all this, because Phil's not really, he's talking to you. He's playing the numbers game. Now, I shouldn't be giving up the game, because that's what, it is what it is. But we breaking down the TV show. And she's, oh, congrats to them. Tommy says, we're not going to be fake up here, because she's low-key hurt, because he had a date with 2 other women, and he did good with them. And she might feel some type of way because of women's appearance. And, I'm not saying that's what it is, but that's what it is. What did I tell you? I'm good. I'm sorry. Now she's like, I want people to start shrinking, pick a side. She's seeing the competition and she's seeing what she's up against, and she doesn't know if she can compete with that. So she just feels if Phil, you're into her, then choose her. But Phil is doing just like everyone else on the show. We're going on multiple dates to try to find that person we want to be with. Now, Phil, he may not have interest in her. He might. We don't know. But you can tell she feels a type of way. And I'm glad Tommy called her out on that, because you were being fake, talking about, oh, congrats to Phil. No, you felt a certain type of way, and you need to say that and explain it, because we not being fake in here. Now, we know Camille, she's over animated. Sometimes we're like, man, what the hell's wrong? But they're talking about, we got to start eliminating people, and Cornelius is one of the people. You hear everybody saying, girl, you need to fix your face. What are you doing? You're 40-something years old. You're acting like you're 16, 17. Cut it out. But they're saying Cornelius might be one of the gentlemen going. Now, she hasn't built a connection with anybody else, so that's why she's acting the way she is. Now she's doing all this Wicked Witch of the West voice. You're like, oh my goodness. Camille, just please. You are a teacher. Talk to us like we're students or something. Please be professional. All this. Well, I think Cornelius is going to be on the chopping block. It's starting to narrow down a little bit in here, and the girls are starting to clash, because when you start looking at it, the guy that you may be interested in is interested in someone else. So they get a little fishy. Now, we know the new girl, Sydney, she came on here. She like, taking consideration, yeah, people are getting stretched out, but I'm new, So what she's saying is, since I'm the new person, everyone's just trying to get to know her. Not saying that they want to be involved with her. They're just going over there. They may not spend more time with other people. And then Zadia, she's like, you will address me as Zadia. And then Aisha's like, we don't have to go to 100 all the time. I know Tommy's in the back like, let him go out just a little bit. This is good for TV. This is exactly what we need. The first gentleman on the chopping block is Mr. Cornelius, and he's sitting down on a date with Zadia. And he's saying he doesn't want to do too much because he doesn't want it to get back to Camille. Now, if you're a man living in fear of a woman that you're not with, you need to remove yourself from around her or anything that she has to do in your life, because this is no way to live. I don't want it to get around that you sat down on a date that was scripted for you, planned out by the TV show that you volunteered to be on, to get back to Camille. It ain't no way you ever hear Mo saying nothing like that. The second gentleman on the chopping block tonight is Sean. He goes on a date with Tasia, and he's explaining, I don't know her friends well enough or long enough to determine if I like them or dislike them. What I didn't like or, or feel like was good was their form of questioning. It was a firing squad. I told you, from the moment he stepped in the door, he didn't have a fair opportunity. He didn't get the same chance as Walter did. Walter, he sat down, he greeted everybody. Then it was, oh, why did you move here? For Sean, it was boom, boom. This is because Sabrina has told them things that Sean has said, and she already put that negative light on top of his head. Now, they're never going to mention that, but that's the only way these friends knew all of this stuff. So they already knew to attack as soon as he came in. I told you he didn't have a fair chance. I mean, it's just the way the game is, man. Now, it's time for eliminations, and Zadia is saying, hey, we wanted to get to know you, Cornelius, but once you locked in with Camille, there was never a chance. That door never opened for anyone to come in there. And he's looking at it, and he's probably regretting the time that he spent with her, especially after she degraded him and belittled him. Oh yeah, you should have went out there and you started networking with other women and just seeing where that would go. Sean's out here and it's pretty much the same thing. Tasia is saying, we didn't get to hear from you that much. Now, she does say she left the key up under the mat and he didn't come. Now, I'm not knowing if this is figuratively speaking, like, or literally speaking. She left the key up under the mat and wanted him to come through. Now, he admits that he's a slow worker. Either that or he just wasn't interested. He wasn't about to come over. I don't know, but let's see who has to go home. Unfortunately, it's time for Sean to go and he is not ready to love. Now, he did get on the show a little bit late and he says that could be a reason. He didn't have time to catch up to where all the other gentlemen were with their relationship and their bond with the women. So Sean, you go home. Cornelius, you get to stay. There you go, episode 7 of Ready to Love. Let me know, do you think that Sean was the right one to get eliminated? And also, do you think he had a fair chance when it came to being questioned by all of Sabrina's friends going right after Walter? Let me know. I'm Mo.J. If you like the content on the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I'm out.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.